Hey, what is up, guys? This is Bo, or Carl Hungus 712, and today I'm going to talk to you guys about the randomness in this game in Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. And is this game does it have a high skill cap, or does the randomness kind of change the way the game plays out? I mean, is it more of a hopefully you spawn in the right spot and you get lucky type of game, or does this game really require a hell of a lot of skill to play it? And what you're going to see here is me just basically running out in the open with the ASM-1, just running just balls to the wall non-stop, run, push as hard as I can, and just hope to God I can kill these guys. And this is one of the big knocks I've had on this game so far. And I'd like to hear what you guys have to say about that, if you guys really enjoyed the game or not. But like I said, one of the big knocks I've had on Advanced Warfare so far is, with all the jumping, the movement, the speed of the game, it almost makes the game, I'm not going to say unplayable, but it's in my opinion, it doesn't require as much positioning and skill as some of the other games require. And this is what I've kind of been upset with the most on this game compared to Ghosts and Black Ops 2, Black Ops 1, MW3, MW2, just all the past Call of Duties. In my opinion, I thought Black Ops 2 had the highest skill cap because it was not only about positioning, either getting on a head glitch or rotating early to a hard point or anything of the sort, but there was also slower time to kill in that game. You weren't dropped in 2 or 3 bullets. You were typically, when you won a gunfight, you had to hit a guy 4 or 5 times. Typically, not always, depending on if you were using a Scorpion, sniper rifle, shotgun, if you were in close quarter, if you were taking longer shots. It kind of depended. Sometimes the M8 you could get in real close quarter combat and drop people pretty quick, pretty fast. Usually one burst of them. But in this gameplay here, I'm using the ASM-1, which of course you guys know is that's the overpowered weapon in the game. That's everybody's favorite right now. And of course there was a new gun buff that came out. They took the HBR back to what it was. But for the most part, the guns are pretty much the same. I'm sure the pros are going to pretty much stick with this weapon. But I think with the exosuits and the movement in the game being so fast, it doesn't play like Call of Duty. There's too much randomness in this game, and I think it really takes away from playing the game smart. To me, the game isn't about positioning anymore like it used to be. And I'm not saying that the game was always about positioning. You could get away with running around like a chicken with his head cut off. You could get away with that sometimes in the old duties. But if somebody was on a head glitch, if somebody positioned themselves well, if they put themselves in an advantageous position, typically you were going to win that gunfight. Now with Ghost, since they fixed those bugs, definitely check out Oven Baked Muffin's review on Call of Duty Advanced Warfare on his page. He talks about some of the bugs we had in the past Call of Duties. I'm going to talk about this just real quick because it's I think you guys will like it. But in Call of Duty Ghosts, a lot of people thought that the time to kill was too fast. You were just dead instantly. So the key was to get on a head glitch, to really position yourself, and go from there. But in fact, it wasn't that the time to kill was that much quicker. But in some of the old Call of Duties, and even in this Call of Duty here, which really drives me nuts, it seems to always happen to me. I don't know if you guys feel that way too. But when you start to shoot at a guy, your crosshairs, your iron sights, your red dot, whatever you use them, will be right on the character, right on the enemy that you're shooting. And you'll hold a trigger down with an automatic weapon, but you'll notice that some of the bullets that come out of the gun don't register, even though you're right on the guy. It'll be basically one to two shots hit, and then you'll have a couple of blanks. Basically, they'll empty the magazine out, but you won't do any damage to the character. And you can see that here. You can see it a few times here when I'm shooting too. I'll be shooting it, and it's almost like the first couple of shots will be blanks, and then I'll get a couple of hit markers and then a couple of blanks. And you'll see what I'm talking about here. But that, along with, like I said, the speed of the game, to me, to me, it's just one big clusterfuck. Like I said, I really want to hear from you guys what you guys think, if you guys agree with me or not. But in my opinion, this game's not really about map knowledge. It's not really about, you know, and some people will say, well, Bo, it requires a lot of gun skill, and I do agree with that. With the movement, you got to be accurate. You got to be able to predict where your enemy's going to be. You know, it does require skill like that. But for me, when I talk about kind of a higher skill cap, for me it's more about map knowledge and positioning, rotating and things like that. And one thing I've noticed with a lot of the pro teams, watching them, especially in the hard points, if you have a couple of really good slayers on your team, you can kind of get lazy and rotate late to the next hard point, because you can basically just you can just run balls to the wall at the enemy and outgun them with submachine guns. Whereas in the other games, Black Ops 2 specifically, when I go back and think about Black Ops 2, like on like Raid or Slums, if you rotated late, you were fucked. If you couldn't control, if the anchor was so important in the other Call of Duties, and in this game, the anchor position, it's basically non-existent. It's almost more, it's more advantageous to just completely flood the hill over and over and over and over again. You can see here I get kind of behind the enemy, get a few good kills there, but it's like I said, now it's more about just speed and just an absolute clusterfuck rather than map positioning knowledge. Utilizing head glitches, you don't even have to do that anymore. It's all in some of the tournaments I've played at here locally. That's how the teams that win play, and it kind of sucks, you know. You'll go in there and you're thinking, okay, you know, I'm gonna get on this head glitch, I'm gonna control the map, but that doesn't really work anymore in this game. and I'm sure some commentators have talked about this already, but I just wanted to kind of tell you guys my opinions on this. And talk about this game, and just the game is so random and so fast paced, and so it's just so crazy that to me it's not Duty anymore. This game is it's just a big clusterfuck of speed, dashing, dodging, diving, jumping, fucking, you know, it's crazy to me. And that's why I'm also really looking forward to the next Call of Duty, because I don't think the Treyarch will deal with exosuits, and I don't think that Infinity Ward will. Of course, we can't rule anything out right now. We gotta see how, you know, what they have up their sleeves. We'll see with World at War. World at War doesn't necessarily mean we're going back to World War II. It'd be nice, in my opinion, but you know, we'll see. But like I said, with the games here, and I was going to try to get some League play games for you guys, but if I'm riding solo, which typically I do anymore, sometimes it's hard to get a full team together unless we're doing game battles. Basically, your team will leave you at the start of the match. Every single match I go into, it's at least 3v4, and I don't get a lot of search games. Sometimes you can get away being down a player, sometimes even 2 players in search, but in respawn games, and especially on this game where you need the bodies in the hill because it's so fast-paced, it's so much of a clusterfuck, that I haven't been able to get any League play games for you guys, the competitive games. But I just want to know what you guys think. You know, do you think this game requires a high skill cap? Do you think this game requires more skill than the other games, or is it just more luck and randomness with spawns and using just pure speed to just flood the hills and just basically lean on just your slayers, whereas your anchors, your objective players, they don't seem to matter as much in this game, and that kind of frustrates me. Especially being an anchor like I am, you know, I'm used to playing not necessarily campy, but anchors. As you can see here, and I understand this is domination, this isn't hardpoint, but the anchor anymore, it's almost useless. It's almost more advantageous to just have everybody run 4 submachine guns and just absolutely fucking flood the hill non-stop, one by one. Just keep flooding it, keep flooding it, keep flooding it, and eventually you'll overtake it. And to me, that doesn't require a lot of skill to basically just continue to run, push, jump into the hill. Fuck it, we'll spray from the hip. with this overpowered ASM-1. To me, it just... that's what's frustrated me so far with this game. Like I said, I do want to hear from you guys. I want to hear your opinions on it. I think a lot of the mechanics are broke. There's been a lot of lag problems, especially on land. I've noticed a lot of problems at local LAN tournaments with lag, and a lot of host advantage, which I'm not saying the other games were perfect. There was host advantages and disadvantages in other games too, but it really seems to affect this game, and it just irritates me. Like I said, the lag around corners a lot of times. I've noticed that if you try to play more tactically, if you try to get on a head glitch, if you're not constantly moving, you're at a disadvantage on this game. I've noticed that the player that's always moving has the advantage. They can see the stationary statue target much quicker than the statue can see you if you're moving. But like I said, I do want to hear from you guys. I want to hear, do you think this game has a higher skill cap or not? Do you like the randomness of the game? Do you like the speed of the game? What do you guys think? And let me know too if you like these kind of videos where I kind of critique the game and everything. But again, getting back to my main points, I don't think this game has a very high skill cap. I think it does require you to be a very accurate shot. It does require good gun skill. But other than that, it's just run out there, pure speed, just say fuck it, we'll run in there. There's not a lot of map positioning, rotation, things like that. But let me know what you guys think in the comments section. We'll have some more videos up for you here. I'm hoping tomorrow or Thursday or Friday, right in there. I'm taking a personal day from work Friday, so maybe I'll kick out a couple of videos for you. But anyways, we look forward to seeing you next video, and bow out.